Hi everyone, and how you doing? Yeah, welcome to an episode of Jab in the Hut. Yes, I've not been here for a wee while. I've been kind of, just not been up for it really. And you know how sometimes we just can't really be bothered doing things, and you just take a wee bit of time out. That's what it is. So yeah, back doing and talking about the things that I love, which is films and football. And obviously, today is a match preview of the Celtic Rangers game, which is tomorrow at 12:30 Saturday. Um, I would have to say it's the first Celtic game this season that I'm thinking to myself that I'm quite confident about. Um, I'm going to change this light because I look a bit creepy. Uh, um, yeah, it's the first Celtic game that I feel confident about, to be honest, because we've got a full strength team. Okay, our wingers. Hopefully, Maeda can be good enough to last the full game. And for me, you've got a good choice in Forrest and Kuhn. Even though I think you should probably start Forrest. But that's not the only thing I want to bring into contention or into light even for this game. Obviously, the result is vital, and it needs to be. Obviously, Rangers need to come out and need to win the game, because if they don't, then it's seen as a bit. It's seen as a bit of a give up. Really, I would think so. Okay, they've won the League Cup, and they're getting another cup final, Scottish Cup final against Celtic, obviously. But do we look at this with glaring eyes and think to ourselves that this is going to be easy for Celtic? I don't think it's going to be easy. I just think we're going to win. Okay, would I like to win comfortably? I see us winning comfortably. Maybe. But again, I'm not going to say anything out of context. I'm going to see, obviously, a result of 3-0. 3-0 to Celtic tomorrow. But again, that's not what the light is here. The thing is I want to talk about is obviously Brendan Rodgers' season as well. Coming into this game, he's had to. Yeah, I would probably say that this was probably his most important season. Okay, I know we won the treble a couple of times, and the Invincible season was right up there as well. It was great to see for every Celtic fan to see that, especially myself. And again, spoilt, absolutely spoilt as Celtic fans, I think, sometimes because we do get a majority of domestic success as well. With obviously Big Ange and when Neil Lennon was there, okay, we went through the COVID season and it was bad. It was bad for players. It was bad. So everybody was kind of thinking to themselves that this season could be the drop off of Celtic, to be honest. But we failed to think to ourselves that we've got an elite manager in here. And I said that at the start. I said elite manager, and we got a little bit annoyed about Brendan Rodgers and his failure to notice that the players that he had at his disposal weren't getting played. So fans tend to think that like we have a say, like, oh well, he should be playing, and how come we've not seen enough of home, and how come Palmer's not playing that much, and he's cost us 3 million. And I would have to say, but what Brendan Rodgers has actually dealt with this season makes it more of a challenge, actually, for Brendan Rodgers, because he's literally took a team that Ange had, and they're trying to make him believe in what he believes, and the way he can get matches across, and I think to myself, like you have to look back at all, like from the start of the season, you had Starfelt, who didn't want to be in that defensive position anymore. He wanted to go away and play in Spain so he could be closer to his missus, or so are led to believe. or so the Celtic fans say. Then we obviously had the Green Brigade getting banned. We had the recruitment of defenders coming in. We had 2 defenders that came in, and practically, like, obviously had a signing of a centre midfielder in Quan. And we also bought Thiago home. But we never really. We bought Yang as well, but we never really took that into consideration about the wingers as well. We didn't have enough wingers, and I think that was the problem. Like, yeah, we had Palmer as well. We bought Palmer in, and he was good at the start when the Champions League was going on, but then he just dropped off. So I think for Brendan Rodgers, I think he's had different situations in the season when things have struck. So we had Starfelt leaving. We had Jota leaving. We had Aaron Moy, who still we haven't really fulfilled that role. Which I think is massive, because Aaron Moy did sensational work for us. He was box to box. He drove us forward. He was good at deliveries, and he was a bit of a playmaker. And he also helped with scoring the goals as well. He was, he was a great player, and I think we missed that. With Jota, we missed that essence in the wing, that creativity, that able to score a goal, from really anywhere. He was perfect, and he was great. But again, the club got money for him and he went away. And then obviously Starfelt gone, dust in the wind. He left, and then obviously Juranovic left as well. So, it's one of these things where he had to deal with a lot of recruitment, but the recruitment that he was getting wasn't up to par. So he had to deal with that, and he had to deal with the players that he had. And I think what he's done this season, okay, if we get past Rangers and we manage to win, we could lose the next 2 games after that, and Rangers win their next 2, and then it just becomes a goal difference title. But I don't think that will happen. I think we'll stay strong and we'll keep going. I think for that, and then obviously the Green Brigade and the trouble with the board and the fans starting back up again, and then you have Liel Abada, and he's in that dressing room, and Liel Abada to us was like one of these progressive players that was going to come good at some point, but unfortunately, the conflict between Israel and Palestine came up, and it was just one of these things. He didn't feel comfortable, and he wanted to go. And look, fair enough. But we lost one of our best wingers, to be honest. And I thought Liel Abada in pre-season was going to start every game, but then something happened. He got injured, and then all this stuff came up with conflicts with his country, and he had to go, unfortunately. So that was another thing that happened with Brendan Rodgers. Plus the amount of injuries that he's had this season is astronomical. We didn't have a comfortable midfield all season. Like, players have been in and out all season. Maeda got injured as well, and it was a massive blow. And what I'll say is now, to keep us going, getting through games and winning games with his choices, his man management, the way he's done things. I think, for instance, for him not to get nominated for a manager award is ludicrous. It's absolutely ludicrous. And I don't understand why they think he shouldn't be up for this, because he's dealt with a lot of things wrong with Celtic right now in the middle of this season. And, I hope to God this doesn't happen next season. I've got my fingers crossed there, because of the fact that I don't want it to happen. But I just hope that they get by him. He's already brought in this guy Mark Cooper, like the new scout from the USA. Hopefully we can get some talent from there. But our North American and South American talent scouts haven't been too good recently. I mean, Mark Law and the other guy, I can't really remember his name. But yeah, we've got in this Mark Cooper guy, and hopefully we can get some proper talent. And Brendan Rodgers seems to like him as well. But again, we've heard this before, and it'll be just low-cost transfers in the door. So yeah, that's just my point for the start off. You know, what do you think? Do you think I'm wrong in thinking that this has probably been Rodgers' most difficult season to get players into place? You know what I mean? To build a team, to get them playing. And if you think I'm right, obviously just leave us a wee comment. But yeah, that's what I generally think. So yeah, my predictions for tomorrow: 3-0. Starting lineup will be Hart. We'll have Scales. We'll have Scales in there. I hope he's a good defender. He's solid, and he's stuck into that team like a magnet to a fridge. I don't know how he's kept going, but you know, sometimes the magnet can fall off, but then you need to pick up and put it back on the fridge. That's all I'm saying about that. Hope he's solid enough to play. Obviously, Carter Vickers starts alongside him. You've got Greg Taylor on the left back and Alistair Johnston on the right. Right back position, for me, a strong midfield of McGregor, Hatate and O'Reilly. They were good against Hearts, so you can't drop them. Hopefully they're good tomorrow as well. Hopefully we just start getting into them, really. And for my wingers, it's got to be Maida and it's got to be James Forrest, I think. James Forrest has to start this game. There just seems to be something about home games with James Forrest and Brendan Rodgers that really bring the best out of him. And in the Hearts game, he beat 2 players, you know what I mean, and put in a cross. So, is he back to his best? Maybe. But he's certainly playing well enough to get into this side. I do like Kuhn, but I don't think he's done enough. He's not really shooting enough. He's taking too many touches and nothing's really happening. Where I think is James Forrest has more experience in this kind of fixture, and you know, if Kuhn can maybe watch that and see what's happening, then maybe he can learn from that. But yeah, up front, starting, you've got to have Kyogo. Does it in these games. So yeah, that's it. That's what I think. 3-0 to Celtic, and that's my starting lineup. Like I said, if you don't agree with my comments, then leave us a comment. If you do agree with them, then, you know, that's great. That's fantastic. He's a wee like. You know, I just want to say, keep yourself safe tomorrow. Remember, it's just a game. If you do have any friends that are Rangers supporters, then, you know, don't be nasty to them. Banter is fine. But, you know, keep it clean. And let's try not to upset each other too much, eh? Anyway, guys, have a good game tomorrow. Enjoy whatever you're doing. And remember, doing something means everything. All right? I'll see you later. On the hoops.